Hello friends, welcome to another weekly top down and analysis video on the gold and GJ. As usual, we are going to start our analysis with the monthly time frame and then we will go down to lower time frames, weekly, daily, 4 hour and 30 minutes time frame. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So first of all, we are going to start with the gold monthly time frame. So on the gold, we can see that the price has created a resistance. So as we can see here, so price has created a resistance and we have a support right here. The next support is right down there. So now if we get so as we can see, the current monthly candle is open and we have already created some kind of top wick. So now if we go down, we have this whole range to fill until here where we have the next support, right? So if we have this monthly candle close below this support, then there is going to be a pretty high probability for the next monthly candle to move down, because as we can see also we have like a clean range on the left hand side, right? So that is something the downside, but at the same time we can see that if we have this the next monthly candle close above this resistance, we have next resistance right here, right? Another resistance is pretty close by. So now if you get the monthly candle close above this resistance, there will be pretty high probability for the next monthly candle to come and retest these highs. So that is on the monthly time frame. Now let's go to weekly time frame to see what is happening on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, as we can see, the price is making lower lows and lower highs. As we can see, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And right now the price is right into these resistance areas. So if we create a resistance, then there is a pretty high probability price may come down to retest the previous low created by the price. So that is something on the weekly time frame. But at the same time, we can see one more thing that okay, we have this resistance. So if we get a weekly candle, suppose the next weekly candle close above this resistance, then in that situation we will break this lower low, lower high minor structure. So we can see this, we will break this structure because we have close above this resistance. So in that situation, there will be pretty high probability for the price to come up and retest these high created by the price. So that is something on the weekly time frame. Now let's go to daily time frame to find out more details. On the daily time frame, we can see that the price is bearish because we are making lower lows and lower highs. So if we start from the top, we can see that we created a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we created a lower low. Right now the price is kind of below the previous resistance. So if we created a resistance somewhere in this area, then there is a pretty high probability price may come down to retest the previous low, right? So that is something on the daily time frame. Now let's go to 4 hour time frame to find more what is happening on the 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour, we can see that the price is looking very bullish because we are making higher highs and higher lows. So we can see that we created a high, higher low, and we created a high, higher low, and higher high and higher low. So basically, we can see that the price looks bullish because we are making higher highs and higher lows. So at the same time, we can also see that we have a support right here, and we have the new resistance created right here in this area. So now if we get 4 hour candle close below the support, if we have a 4 hour candle close below the support, there is a pretty high probability price may come down to the next support, which is right into this area, and then we have support right here and here. So these are the next target if the price keep going down. But at the same time, if we create a support at this previous support, we have this support, and if we have a strong bullish candle closure here above this resistance, then there is a pretty high probability price may come up to retest the previous high created by the price. And at the same time, as we know that we have this resistance created by the price here, and we have the next resistance right into these areas. So if we have a 4 hour candle somehow closes above this resistance, so we know that this is a resistance. If we have the 4 hour candle close above this resistance, there is a pretty high probability price is going to come up to retest the previous high. Also, we can see that we have like a clean range on the left hand side. So that is something on the 4 hour time frame. Now let's go to 30-minute time frame to see more details. What is happening on the 30-minute time frame? So on the 30-minute time frame, we can see that we have a strong support right here, which we already saw on the 4 hour time frame. And on the daily, we can see this is the situation. So on the 4 hour, we know that this is a support. And now on the 30-minute time frame, we know that this is a support as well. So now if we look more closely, we can also see that we have a resistance right here, and the next resistance is right into these areas. So now we can see that this is an area where we can see that, okay, this is the no trade range, because we have choppy price section here, so we cannot look for any trading opportunity in this area. But if we have like a 30-minute candle close above this resistance, then we can see that, okay, we have pretty clean range on the left hand side. So if we have like 30-minute candle close above this resistance during a high volume time like London session or New York session, there is a pretty high probability price is going to come up to retest the previous high created by the price. And at the same time, to the downside, so if we get a 30-minute candle closure below the support, then we have higher probability for the price to come down. So that is something on the 30-minute time frame. Now let's go to our second pair, which is GJ. So on the GJ, we are going to start again with the monthly time frame. So on the GJ monthly time frame, we can see that the price is very much bullish, because we are making higher highs and higher lows. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We created another higher high. So price is very much bullish on the monthly time frame. And if we look more closely, we can also see that we have this resistance, and the last monthly candle closed bullish above this resistance. Now, if we talk about like where is the next resistance, so we can see that we have rejection in this area, and this is the kind of next resistance. So now we have higher probability for the current monthly candle to come up and like retest this high or the blue line, right? And at the same time, if we have like a monthly candle close below the support, because we know that this is a support. So if you have a monthly candle close below the support, then there is a higher probability prices are going to go down to the next support, which is right into these area. And then we have like a clean range on the left hand side, so we have higher probability for the price to go down further. So that is on the monthly time frame. Now let's go to a weekly time frame to see more details what is happening on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we can see that the price is making higher highs and higher lows. So we created a higher low, higher high, and so basically we have created a high, and right now the price may come down to create a higher low to continue going up. If we look more closely, we can also find out that we have a support here, and we have a resistance here, and the next support is right here, and then we have another support right here. So now on the weekly time frame, we can see that if we have like the weekly candle close below the support, then there is a higher probability for the price to go to the next support, which is right here, right? This is the next support. And if we have a weekly candle close below the support, then there is going to be a higher probability again for the price to go to the next support, which is right into this area, right? So that is to the downside. But at the same time, if we look like what is the situation on the upside, so we know that, okay, this is the resistance here. And if we look like where is the next resistance, so we can see that, okay, the next resistance is right here, okay? So now if we have a weekly candle close above this resistance, then there is going to be a higher probability for the price to go to the next resistance, which is right into these area, right? So that is something to the upside on the weekly time frame. Now let's go to daily time frame to find out more details. And the weekly daily time frame is also very bullish, because we are making higher highs and higher lows. So as we can see, we created a high, higher low, higher high, and right now the price created this support. So basically we are bullish because we are making higher highs and higher lows. Now we can see that, okay, this is going to be a support, and this one is going to be a resistance. Now if we look for the next support, it is right here, and we have the next support right here as well. So now we can move this support to right here as well, because we know that this is again a support, right? So now if we have the daily candle close below this support, then there is going to be a pretty higher probability for the price to go to the next support, which is right into these areas. And if we close below this support, again, there is going to be a higher probability for the price to move to the next support, which is right here. So that is something to the downside we see. But at the same time, we know that this is going to be a resistance. So now let's see where is our next resistance by looking left. So we can see that, okay, our next resistance is right into these areas. Okay, so now if we have a daily candle close like a bullish above the resistance, basically if we close a daily candle above this resistance, then there is going to be a higher probability for the price to move to the next resistance, which is right here. So that is about the daily time frame. Now let's go to 4 hour time frame to see what is happening on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour, we know that this one is going to be a strong support, which we already saw on the daily time frame as well. So this is a strong support on the 4-hour as well. And we also know that this is going to be a resistance, and the next resistance is right here. So now we know that we have a clean range on the left hand side, and if we get a 4-hour candle close above this resistance, then there is going to be a pretty high probability for the price to go to the next resistance, which is right into here. So that is something on the upside. But at the same time, if we get a like 4-hour candle close below the support, then there is going to be a pretty high probability for the price to go down to the next support, which is right here, and further support into these areas. So that is something on the 4-hour. Now let's go to 30-minute time frame to find more details what is happening on the 30-minute time frame. So on the 30-minute, we can see that the price is bearish at the moment because we are making lower lows and lower highs. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So we created a low, lower high, and we created a lower low. So basically this is the new low created by the price. So now we are doing lower lows and lower highs on the 30-minute time frame. And if we look more closely, we can also see that, okay, this is a strong support, which we already saw on the 4-hour time frame. This is a strong support on the 30-minute time frame. And we have this resistance here, right? And the next resistance on the 30-minute time frame is right here. So now also we can see that we have this support here, and we have the new low created by the price right here. So now if we get a 30-minute candle close below the support, there is a pretty high probability for the price to come down to the next support. At the same time, we can see that we have choppy price action here, so there is no point of taking trades into these areas. So we should be waiting for a long trades above this resistance. And so let's see that option as well. So now we know that, okay, we have clean range on the left hand side. So now if we get like 30-minute or 1-hour candle close above this resistance area, so then there is going to be a higher probability for the price to go up to the next resistance, which is right into these areas. So that is something on the 30-minute time frame. So that's it, guys. This was the analysis on the gold and GJ from the monthly to the 30-minute time frame. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you really did like the video, share the video and subscribe to the channel in order to support the channel and YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. See you in another video.